All right, sincere apologies to those who are tuned into this earlier in the week. I did have a live scheduled for this, but I had a lot of things coming up. I was supposed to go to this game as well. That was the plan, take my girls to their first NFL game. That is not happening. Had some family things come up, actually revolving around one of my girls, and so we're staying here, but I'm very excited to stay here. Very, very important thing that came up for her. So I'm not going. All of you who are going, I hope you have a great time. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I have some of my best friends live down there. We planned on all going and having a good time, but not happening. So the Bears are going to have to travel on the road without me joining them. And they're 0-3 on the road. So something's got to change. Something needs to change for these Bears. I think this is the key week for it to happen. I really do. I know I might be the only person in this fan base, in Bears media, in Bears social media, in Bears that really believe in this team still, but I do. I said we were a 10-11 win team. Now we're a 10/ maybe 9.5 win team. We need 10 to make playoffs, so we're going to have to steal one somewhere. Rough loss. Let's turn the page. Let's move forward. Let's go on to Arizona where we match up really well against them. All right, first, let's get the bad news out of the way. Let's move through this bad stuff. Let's get it over with. The injury report. I think everybody's probably seen it by now. The Cardinals do have a couple injuries that are a little concerning for some of their starters, but nothing really detrimental. The Bears have some really detrimental news, and that comes on the offensive line. Not good news. I mean, there's options. We can move Matt Pryor over to tackle. Bill Murray is on the injured reserve now. That's not good, right when he was playing really well. You got Ryan Bates coming back. He's limited in practice. But Tevin Jenkins now injured do not practice on Thursday's practice. This could get ugly. I really hope Tevin Jenkins can play. He and Ryan Bates on each side. And then you got Kieran Almagaji most likely out. I mean, all but out. 100% out. Let's just be honest. He's out. Braxton Jones pretty much out too. He's a better option than Kieran with possibility of playing. But it's not looking good for him either. With that being said, I'm highlighting Larry Borom here, and anybody who's followed this channel knows I do not like Larry Borom at all. Last year was terrible. Out of all tackles who qualified within us snaps, he was one of the bottom 5. He was atrocious. 48 overall grade, 45.2 pass block grade, 50.4 run block grade. Absolutely terrible. The Bears like him. In the preseason, he played well. He had a 64 grade the year before, 69.9 pass blocking, 62.1 run blocking. The Bears seem to think that he is still serviceable. The nice thing is the Cardinals pass rush, the Cardinals defense is not good. So even if Larry Borom plays, he might have a shot to play well. More like 2022 than 2023. So I'm glad he has NFL experience. I'm glad he's available. I don't love that he's probably an option to start this week. So just consider me unhappy, uncertain about this. A little bit of a yellow-orangish flag, and we'll just see how it goes because we should play well against their defense anyways. Moving on to trade rumors. I'm not going to hit these. Just know the trade deadline is Tuesday, Election Day. If you haven't voted, get out and vote. Do your civic duty. There's a lot of rumors still flying around. I'm not going to hit any of these because I don't think it's worth anything right now to do it. We might pick up an offensive lineman now when you hear what I talk about with all of the injuries and everything going on. We could pick up an offensive lineman. Finding a quality offensive lineman, I mean, obviously the Vikings just proved that wrong by picking up from Jacksonville a very high caliber tackle. So usually offensive linemen don't get traded midseason. Looks like it just happened, though. So the Bears may be looking for someone. I wouldn't complain at all because 19th in pass block efficiency. I just don't want us to give up a haul for it, and I hope the Bears can figure something out to get this team healthy and get the right mix of guys going forward. All right, I said the same thing last week against the Commanders, and the Bears stalled. Caleb Williams, 3 quarters, flat, bad. 4th quarter, great. His comebacks were awesome. It looked really good. I was really happy to see what he did. He showed that he is NFL caliber. He's really top caliber quarterback. Every quarterback struggles now and then. He just happened to do it for the first half of this game, and it made it really hard for us to get flowing and clicking. Only putting up 15 points is not going to win you ball games. Not very often. So you can't put it all on the defense. Can't put it all on Tyreek Stevenson. And on that note, Rumor is by insiders that Tyreek is not going to be playing on Sunday, that he's going to be a healthy scratch. He'll be on the 53-man roster. We're not waiving him. We're not trading him. That's not going to happen. He's had a lot of impact on this team. The second half of last year was very crucial. He was growing significantly. But he could be a healthy scratch. He could miss the 48 active for the game, which I don't blame them for. Put him in timeout, do what you need to do. But fans need to get behind supporting him because he is an important part of this team. But Terrell Smith, very solid, very quality. I don't mind Terrell Smith playing, Jalen Jones, those guys filling in. I don't mind that at all. The Cardinals defense, though, has allowed the sixth most in total yards allowed per game, 376.5 yards allowed per game. Opportunity for the Bears to get out early and often, and they need to do that. We need to have another 5-touchdown game. Don't know if we'll do that with how much we've been stalling, with some of the hiccups Shane Waldron's been having. Don't know if we'll quite get to the 5-touchdown game, but I think if we put over 25 points, hold them under 20, we'll be just fine. Obviously, that would equate to a win, but I'm just saying that's kind of what I'm hoping for. They have the fifth most passing yards allowed per game, 235.6, so a good opportunity for Caleb to have a rebound week. Sixth most in rushing yards allowed per game, 140.9 yards allowed. Obviously, we can mix things up, get things going with Swift and Roschon. And they generated the fourth fewest pressures, 44 total in 8 games, and seventh fewest sacks, 15. So even if we have our backup linemen, even if we have some second stringers in there, they should be able to contain the Cardinals' defense. Now, I don't think the Cardinals' defense is really that piss poor. I think they're actually a little better than that, but they haven't been playing up to it, so the Bears need to take advantage of that and really hold them back while they're still there. Here's the Bears' offensive line where we stand right now. Obviously, with some injuries, this might change the personnel and make it a little bit different anyways, but we were 18th last week. That's the highest we've been in 4 years for our pass blocking efficiency. Coming into last week. Now, last week was one of the worst weeks that we've had this year. 24th ranked and 81.8 overall efficiency. 11 pressures allowed, 1 sack. Should have probably been a lot more than that. Caleb escaped 2 or 3 or 4 of those sacks that should have been sacks. So, not a good week, and they need to bring it up because they dropped down now to 19th. 84.6 overall pass block efficiency on the year. 12 sacks allowed, 69 pressures. Could be worse, should be better. It could have been much worse, but it should have been better. Name that band. Anybody know? It's one of my favorites. Anyways, I digress. Last couple years, we've been 29th, 30th, 36th, or 26th. We've been down 82.5, 81.1. We're up to 84.6, so that's good, but it's not Super Bowl contention good. It's not deep run in the playoffs good. It's not compete for this division good. We need to be up there. Look at Green Bay in 7th with 87.7. That's where we really need to be. So, a lot of work to do, but better than years past. Now, on the defensive side, there's all the pressures listed. See week 1 through 8. 32 pressures last week, only 2 sacks. Jaden Daniels was pretty efficient in avoiding those. 18 pressures, 4 sacks in week 6, 27-4. The Bears are 8th in overall pressure percentage. 27.6% pressures on every pass rush. So 1 out of every 4, basically. 7th in sacks overall per game, 2.9. And look right above that, the Cardinals are tied 8th in sacks allowed per game. So they're very good at not allowing sacks. The Bears are very good at getting sacks. So something's got to give there. Maybe something right in the middle, 2 sacks. I wouldn't mind 2 sacks. I'd like us to get 3. But they allow 1 per game. We get 3 per game. Their line is very efficient and very good. So this is going to be where the rubber meets the road in this game. Can our defensive line, can they get pressure on Kyler Murray and slow down the Cardinals offense? Because they have a solid offense. 5th best in pressure allowed per game, 7.4. 9th in pass block efficiency, 87.3. And again, like I said, tied 8th overall in sacks allowed per game, only 1. So this is where the Bears need to get in there a little bit. And then they need to take advantage of the Cardinals defense, which we showed they allow a lot of yards per game. So the Bears need to get up early and often. As for this game, Vegas has us as a 1-point underdog. Earlier in the week, it was a pick'em game even. With the Cardinals being at home, that means they generally get a point or 2. So they saw this as an even game, maybe even the Bears as a favorite. But being in Arizona, that shifts the momentum to the Cardinals. So the Bears are technically the underdogs for this game. as we go into the whole season, I know this gets a little confusing. Those who've been following me understand what the red and the green and everything means. The first number is where we were preseason. So you see there the bullet in the middle with the Cardinal right in the middle of your screen. That bullet, the blue blop on your screen. We are 1.5 favorites before this season started. Now, as game time approaches, we're a 1-point underdog. That's what that 0.1 means. And that's what each of those numbers, as we went along, meant. So the Bears are now, instead of a plus-minus-11 team, probably a plus-minus-10 team. And they need to steal a game somewhere if they want to make the playoffs. Before the season started, I had us winning 24-17. Now, I didn't change it much. I've got us 27-15. And like I said, if we can score over 25, hold them under 20, we should be fine. This is from my prediction video earlier in the week. I had us winning 27-15. I can see us scoring over 30. I can see us scoring 5 touchdowns against this Cardinals defense. I can see that happening and holding them down. I'm not going to get too overhyped or overinflated at this point because they need to come out hot. They need to stop being so stutterish to start a game. And I really hope Shane Waldron's taking that seriously and getting this team prepared. So this is my official prediction for the game. You can see earlier it was 24-17. Not much change, 27-15. So I think the Bears will still win this. And then we can turn the page on that Commanders game, move on to the Patriots, move on to the next week, get a little bit more momentum, get the fan base back on board, get the coaches, get the media back on board, get everything rolling, and away we go. So let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment, though. Are we off base on this one? Are you excited for this game to get here? I want it to get here and get over with so we can have this win under our belt. I think we're going to be just fine. I think we're still a 10-win team. I'm not worried one bit. So let me know your guys' thoughts, though. Until next time, bear down and dabears.